an MSP anywhere in the world that doesn't do the right thing around cybersecurity for their clients causes reputational risk for every other MSP in the world.
Right. I'm here speaking with Wayne from CompTIA. Wayne.
Hello. How are you, man?
Great. Thanks.
Awesome.
And we were talking about MSPs in 2023 and some of the challenges that they're having. Maybe you could articulate on some of that.
Sure, absolutely. What we're seeing, what I'm seeing when I go around conferences and shows like this, most MSPs they don't have a really good understanding of cybersecurity and securing themselves before they need to worry about securing their clients. So it's the just do as I say, not as I do kind of thing, right? And I think, we're actually starting to see some of the outcropping from regulation and, other, agencies actually tightening the screws with respect to that in 2023. And that I'm referring specifically to not only the stuff that came out of SEC, with Mr. Tim Brown and SolarWinds. Right. I can talk a little bit more about that if you want, but more importantly is the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission safeguard rule, which I don't think a lot of MSPs are actually paying attention to today. And so my hope is that MSPs can actually get out of the mindset that we're too small. Nobody's interested. And we can actually get them to start seeing that there's some real risk here for their business if they don't kind of change their ways.
That's right. And do you see like big changes coming in 2024?
Well, it's funny, right? Big changes, I don't know that the government moves that fast when it comes to regulation. Even the state or local entities don't sometimes move that fast. But I think for the industry as a whole, this conference, IT Nation Secure Conference, heck, even the DattoCon and Connect IT Conference from CompTIA, I think we're starting to see more of a risk message being presented to the MSP community in a way that's easy for them to understand. At least I hope it's easy for them to understand. They have to work on shifting their perspective and better understanding what that risk is to their business. Right. And until they really shift away from looking at things from a pure technology play and look at what is this going to have, what's the impact this could have on my business if this scenario does happen to me? Right. Yeah, because there's a couple of different ways that a scenario could roll out. It doesn't have to be a security incident to drive an MSP out of business.
Right, right.
One of the things I actually talk about in a risk management course I pulled together for CompTIA and our members that are going through the Trustmark program is an MSP anywhere in the world that doesn't do the right thing around cybersecurity for their clients causes reputational risk for every other MSP in the world.
That's right.
And it's amazing. It's that reputational risk that most of the community is in, that I'm too small.
Right.
Nobody cares. That's absolutely the wrong message. Your clients care. And the minute they find out about something hitting mainstream media, they're immediately on the defensive.
And I think the government is starting to clue in on this. The insurers are starting to clue in.
The insurance companies have been clued in on that for a while, right? Which is why the applications are getting so ridiculous.
And now you see like deeper requirements for PCI 4, where, we need a year of SIM data. These are big changes.
Well, let's boil that for just a second. Peel that one apart. A year of SIM data. Do you know how many events are collected in a 1-year period for the average client?
That's right.
A ton. Now you have to pay for storage of that. And it has to be readily accessible, available at a moment's notice for that insurance company. And if not, they can deny the claim.
Right.
So have you set aside and funded that level of aspect into your business? Probably not. Is that a risk to your business? Absolutely it is. But going back to the whole SEC and the new charges against Tim and SolarWinds, because this is perfect. It lines up perfectly with this one. Those new charges stemmed from discovery in the class action lawsuit that shareholders filed. I want you to stop and think about that for a second. Discovery is when the other side asks the entity, in this case, the person that they're suing in the class action, to produce evidence. We just talked about a year's worth of SIEM data, right? And so it becomes very interesting that you could actually be giving up the evidence to bury your own organization if you're not careful and don't have the proper security controls in place. How amazing is that?
It's amazing. So I really appreciate great conversation, Wayne.